Okay, and we're recording.
Hi, I'm Chloe Porter and this is my magazine, Inferior. In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge your conventions of real media products, and how did you attract your audience? With my music magazine, I wanted it to have a rough, noisy effect combined with the genre of the music magazine, which is a rock/indie mag. So my first thought was to look at the existing magazines similar to the same genre as mine, like Q Magazine and Kerrang, and they are both highly successful magazines to try and get some ideas for my magazine. I wanted my magazine to stay conventional, with the example skylines, pull quotes, taglines, effective and bold mastheads. However, I tried to make it as original as I could. I took my masthead idea from the magazine Kerrang, as the masthead is quite big, rough looking, which is what I want to do in my magazine, to portray the style of my magazine. I feel that my masthead will appeal to the target audience, as it is big, bold and noisy and also quite bright, which will catch readers' attention. With almost every magazine you will see in the shops and front cover will have a left third, which is used for advertising and promoting your magazine by putting up attractive cover lines and images to attract the reader to seem interested and consider purchasing it. Also, I think will bring in the readers, because of on the left hand side of the magazine. So when your magazine is stacked in the shops, people will be able to see your magazine and be attracted to some of the featured articles. This is my contents page. As you can see, I've kept the house style exactly the same. I've kept the same frame around the page, and I've inserted the masthead to give it link in with the whole magazine. And I've used a slightly different font for the contents title. I wrote an editor's editorial, so to feel like the readers can connect with the editor. And I've put in a contents page to basically give readers what the main part of the magazine is and the main features of it, and a picture of one of the interview, and a subheading. How does your magazine represent particular social groups? I feel that my artist has been portrayed in my magazine as a rebel and a bit of a troublemaker. This is because of the way I decided to pose her and make her have an angry look on her face. And obviously, because my main aim is to portray as a rebel, because my target audience will be of that sort of genre, I chose, and also the poses as well, quite chilled back and relaxed. What I chose is, again, my target audience of that genre will be able to link with her and connect with her. In the article on my double page spread, I have thought carefully about how to word the article in order for the reader to seem interested and also understand. So like some slang like goss and such would be something that adults would really tend to read. So I've tried to keep the slang down to something my target audience will be able to relate to. Yeah, my double page spread done once. I decided to do one side of it with a kind of introduction to EDMA with two pictures, one looking innocent, the other looking like angry, and also a quote, "There's two sides to me," to try and anchor in the pictures together. And that picture there is just, I think it looks nice and blends in quite well with the page. And a quick introduction to the interview, and two pictures. Obviously, she's a rock star, so she has a guitar. And just basically looking just chilled out and relaxed throughout the whole thing. I think What kind of media institution might distribute your media product and why? I would choose Bauer Media Group to publish and distribute my magazine because they're the same group which publish such magazines as Q and Kerrang magazine, which are my main rivals. Also because Q and Kerrang are more aimed at males rather than females, and as my magazine is a mainstream magazine which is more aimed towards women, I feel that there should be more of a mainstream magazine for young women. My magazine's house style is different from Kerrang or Q's, so it's something different for the publisher. The audience for my magazine would be young people aged at 15 to 19, and will be more attracted to females because of the house style and articles featured inside. The purple is my house style, which would be a colour aimed more towards females rather than males. I just feel that my whole magazine is more feminine. The house style includes bright colours. The type of text which is used, e.g., for example, goss, is something males wouldn't usually say, and who is featured in the magazine is a female. However, some males may want to read it, which is fine. I just feel that women would be more attracted to it in general. This is how I address my audience. I needed constructive feedback for the magazine and wanted to know what people thought. So I designed a questionnaire and got some positive feedback and some negative feedback, which is what I wanted, so I could try and improve my magazine to what people would like. Here are some of what people said. It was clear and precise, as well as edgy and interesting graphics. I find that as quite good constructive criticism, as that is basically wanted an edgy sort of looking magazine. The font used on the interview is what someone said I could have improved on, which looking back on it I could have improved on it, but it's constructive criticism. I think with a bit more text and information about EDMA it would be perfect. It would, yes, I've looked back on that and I wish I kind of put a bit more information about EDMA, her background, where she came from, you know, how she got into music. Colourful stands out to target audience, which is great, that's what I wanted. Could be more striking, I don't really know how, but yeah. Someone said the DP is good, which I think the pictures, I'm not quite sure. And they like the way I've used images behind the text, although the background colours still seemed a bit rushed, which again, I don't really see how, because it was kept as the same house style throughout. It's effective as an interview though, because you can directly link back to the artist and you have communicated her attitude well on the page. I see that as good constructive criticism. Yeah, like I said, the background colour still seems a bit rushed, I don't really understand why. But I like how people think it's effective as an interview, and you can link back to the artist and communicated her attitude on the page well. I've learned from this process that it involves a lot of technology, which I haven't had a lot of work with before. To put all our work onto blogger.com was a new experience for me, and found that putting all our coursework on blogs was so much easier and also lessens the risk of losing my work. All the work we have done has been put on our blogs and also makes my work look a lot more presentable. And to edit my magazine I had to use Photoshop, which I have had some experience in the past with, but wasn't completely confident with. However, after spending a good few months working on Photoshop, I feel a lot more comfortable with it now and familiar with it too. I learned how to do a lot of effects that really make a magazine, especially the glow around the font, which I thought really stands out. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to the full project? Looking back from my first project, which was a college magazine, I've learned to spend a lot more time and effort on my projects, and also before starting anything with Photoshop to experiment around on a plain canvas with different tools and images to try and get some ideas for my main project. I've also learned how to use more effects in Photoshop and create a more professional look for my projects. This year was the first time I've used a blog of any kind, so it was quite interesting to learn that all my coursework from this year will be put on a blog. At first I found it complicating to use, but after a while got to like the idea of using the blog, and how easy it is to access it was quite interesting too, and especially from home. So if I need to update some coursework, I just have to go and the internet.